virtual classroom instruction. It will set the pace of teaching and learning. We will combine the internet. The teachers will have time before, after watching the TV episodes, yung time na maluwag, yung mga teacher ay pwedeng mag-access sa internet at magkaroon dyan ng online teaching or streaming on top of the video episodes that we will be showing dun sa free TV. So meron siyang add-on portion. At dito, pag ginamit nila yung internet, magkakaroon dyan ng feedback mechanism dahil yung feedback wala sa analog TV at wala sa digital TV. Pero pwede yan sa internet access pag may access sila. So pwede dyan video conferencing, live streaming, pwede dyan yung Deped Commons and the learning management systems that the ICTS is now doing or programming. So ito yung 63%. Pag dinagdag pa natin yung 47%, nandito yung digital cable at saka satellite TV, we can add more channels. No? So ito isang channel lang dito sa analog, pero pag dinagdag natin yung digital cable and satellite TV, we can have more channels, more broadcast time. So yan dalawang yan, pag nag-combine, aabot yan ang reach natin ng 63%. Naka-base pa rin yan dun sa analog TVs natin, yung ating mga episodes. So, radio will bring the audio episodes to the remotest corners of the country. At yung last 15 to 37% learners who have no internet access and only TV, dito papasok ngayon yung printed modules at saka yung personal interventions ng mga teachers. Yan yung pag-reach out natin dun sa 100% of the population, of the learners' population. If we will be tapping the digital and satellite TVs like Signal, Sky Cable, and other networks like Free, which they have satellite access, and then the satellites can deliver content through digital boxes. No, ito yung alam natin na mahiwagang black box na pwedeng mag-deliver dyan yung mga digital TV. Pwede rin sila mag-deliver sa cable networks and they can deliver content to those houses using satellite feeds. Ito ngayon yung base na yan ng digital TV and cable TV. That's about 63%. But the remote areas, even if they have cut analog TVs, they can have satellite feeds and digital boxes set up for 3,000 to 4,000 one-time payment, which may be provided by the LGUs. Kung sakasakali man, pwede silang mag-distribute niyan. At pag nagawa nila yan, konektado na naman lahat, 100% lahat, with multiple channels. So, ang multiple channel natin dyan ay pag tinap natin, there is a possibility na hindi lang isa ang channel natin, kung hindi pwedeng dalawa, pwedeng 7, pwedeng 13. And this will increase the number of hours now of video episodes, not just the one-time or one-channel setup that we have discussed earlier. There's a possibility now for if there are 4 learners belonging to different grade levels living in a single house with only one TV, they can now watch their particular video episodes, since these videos in the different channels will be replayed 4 times a day. So this is one solution to address these many learners in a single school with different grade level. So ang lalabas dyan, if we will entertain this broadcasting partnership, the question now here is, how do we get there? So that we could get free airtime. If that is not possible, we will co-produce with TV cable partners and they can sell commercial time as advertisement. No, we can share the revenue of these advertisements. No, we buy the airtime, block time. We become a block timer, and then we still sell commercial time to external partners to offset the cost. So these are the three options that we have. I know the different divisions and the different regions have already started their talks with local community networks, TV networks, radio networks, and even LGUs. And somehow, one among these options have already been validated in the field. No, we will just adjust kung ano yung concept natin. No? There's also another fourth option actually. By persuasion of law and government, airtime is provided free for educational broadcast. No, this is one aspect that we need to explore. Why? Because we've seen there's an executive order signed by the President in 1988 that says special right is hereby reserved to the President of the Philippines in times of other national emergency to authorize the use thereof by the government without compensation. And there is a national emergency declaration now. This is an executive order that has not been repealed by any law, but we're still reviewing that. Anyway, there is another rules and regulation coming from the DICT and the National Telecommunications Commission that says in section 6.3.2 that an access channel sa mga CATBs, may isang channel, an access channel should be provided to be used by the following entities for free as a public service feature of the television cable system. Nakalagay dyan, national and local government, nakalagay dyan, educational. So papasok tayo dito sa concept na to. That is why I asked the division offices and the regions to not conclude any contracts with local TV and radio networks because we will be applying this provision and we will get the persuasion of the law para libre yung ating airtime. We have already written
Mr. Alain, pakiulit ng sinabi mo on the memorandum circular because I was distracted. Mayroong urgent message na I had to look up. Pakiulit.
Yes, ma'am. There's a memorandum circular coming from the National Telecommunications Commission issued in 1988, and this is about the rules and regulation governing cable television systems in the Philippines. These are the CAPBs. And in section 6.3.2, ma'am, it is stated there that in addition to the signals of such cable TV system is required to carry, ito yung maganda dyan, there's an access channel. So there's one channel should be provided to be used by the following entities for free as a public service feature of the television cable system. And among them, letter A, national and local government, and letter C, educational. Our educational TVs, our episodes would fall under this system. If we can get the partnership of NTC and we would ask them to apply this provision, then we might get singular channel in CATVs for free. We have already written to the National Telecommunications Commission asking clarification on this matter and asking them if we can collaborate to implement this item. Because this item would provide us with free channel so that we could air our video episodes. On the other hand, ma'am, if we cannot really get free channels or free airtime from among all the TV channels and TV stations now, there's another option. The other option is we will buy or we will implement an educational channel. At the moment, the proposal is to have Deped classes from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, these are the time where we will be spending. And with that, we have a captive viewership of 22 million learners and times 2, maybe a 44 million parents and guardians. With this, we can put 5 minutes of every 30 minutes lesson for advertisements, and this advertisement will earn revenues. Another option is there will be prime times, 6 a.m., 7 p.m., and 9 p.m. And there will be hours where we can devote educational programs. This can be sold as block timers fees or advertisement fees if we enter into co-production. This is another option that we may bring out with our partner TV channels or TV stations like IBC13 or the other digital channels. Because if we will be using their channels, we have that captive viewership, can entertain programs, and those will earn revenues. Anyway, with these two options, whether through the government rules and regulation and through commercial opportunities, we already can explore these things so that our TV program will go on air. There is initial division of tasks that we need to undertake in order to implement our program. One, for the curriculum and instruction strand, they have to finalize the MELCs, the self-learning modules, the workbooks, the worksheets, the quality assurance, and the advocacies. Advocacies, it will follow our school calendar para lumabas yan, ma'am. Every week, iba-iba rin yung lumalabas na team sa ating channel o sa ating radio program. They will also finalize the scheduling, the viewing time, the calendar of episodes, and the infomercials or the contents that we need also to air aside from the video episodes. They need also to finish the scripts and the lessons, subjects, topics, theme, ethics, or the way or methodology to do it. Also, the evaluation and assessment and monitoring of those programs or the delivery of contents or the discussion of contents. Under field operations and governance strands, like the regional offices and the division offices and schools, they need to get talents. They have to select teacher broadcasters who will teach in front of camera. They need to scout for who will sing the national anthem, who will say the prayer, who will say the oath every day. Iba-iba ito, ma'am. At isaya-assign natin yan sa bawat region at saka sa bawat division. They will be in charge of production through their schools and IT officers. Ito yung imo-mobilize nila. If we don't have funds at the national office, they need to buy equipment. But these are already minimum equipment because we will be using smartphones. We will just give them the specs for the smartphones para mabilis o madali lang yung pagre-record nila. Tapos, they have to enter into agreement with the local TV and community cable networks and get the support of LGUs and external partners. Under the administration strand, these are the things that we will do. We should provide trainings in the selection of talents or teacher broadcaster, how to select them, sino yung kukunin ng mga teacher, the way of broadcasting and video production. We will also do post-production activities like the design, the theme, the billboards, introductions, graphics, infomercial production. Tapos sa broadcast naman, meetings and negotiations with these networks and support from NCCT, NTC, and DICT. Ito yung magiging trabaho naman namin. Other strands we will need to define their task later kasi hindi pa namin naayos yung sa finance, external partnership, legal affairs. All the strands are encouraged to send technical working group representatives so that we can build or we can establish a project management group that will handle all these things. In terms of timelines, June to this month, we should do these things. We should finish the project concept. Approval of the project, designation of PMG, constitution of staff, dedicated staff. We might be hiring consultants because we are not experts here and we need funding support. We will also conduct trainings and webinars on the selection of talents for those selected teacher and broadcasters on how to conduct themselves in front of cameras, for the production teams who will be recording the broadcasting, and for editing and post-production. And also we have to finish all negotiations with different entities like NTC, DICT, NCCT, and others. No? And we have to finish the contents for the entire school year, including the schedule, the scripts, and the theme. This is something that we should do within the next 2 weeks. For July, our time frame should be purchase of equipment and recording and production of pilot episodes of the entire episodes of 1 month. This is about 352 to about 400 episodes, including infomercials and advocacies, editing, post-production of materials, finalization of contracts, negotiations also too about commercials or advertisement and non-Deped TV and radio revenue earning programs if we would go into block timer or co-production arrangement. And then by August 1 will be the deadline for the submission of 1 month stock or supply of video episodes. We will be doing the final episodes, editing and post-production of these episodes, including the 1 month episode. And then by August 15, we start broadcasting. Not August 24, but August 15, because we will be showing pilot episodes for parents, pilot episodes for teachers, for learners, subject matters like psychosocial support, COVID-19, and all other needed materials to prepare them for the August 24 school year opening. So that is basically, ma'am, the timeline that we are looking at. It's really talagang masikip at kulang ang oras natin if we would really go into TV broadcasting by August 24. So this is TV school concept, but the radio follows the same. No, pareho lang ito, ma'am. Magkaiba lang ang script. So yung radio broadcasting ay kapareho rin kung ano yung diniscuss ko sa TV. We can also have that in the radio. Magkaiba lang ang script dito. But we will also be producing audio episodes. And these audio episodes will also be produced by the regions, by the divisions, and by the schools. In the end, we need to establish a unit in Deped. And this should be a broadcast unit that we need to establish at the moment. Siguro, strategic goal, ma'am, is you can put up a Philippine Education Broadcasting Network. This is the long-term goal if we would want really to establish a TV and radio school. And you can have many names for that. So, ito lang, ma'am, ang presentation namin sa TV and radio school. Thank you po.
Thank you. Pero it doesn't prevent the MANCOM members to submit their comments directly to Yusek Alain and Yusek Dads po on the presentation. So Yusek na po, please.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for the presentation by Yusek Alain on the plans for the use of educational TV, both with respect to content as well as the platform. I think this is a key area for the learning delivery modality, and the soonest that we can get the details of operationalization, the better. My comment is with respect to the content component of the system, because what was presented is that the Department of Education has fully internalized the production component of all broadcast educational videos. And I think it will be good to also consider complementing internally generated content for broadcast by the Department of Education with those that have been prepared by other entities that have been working on this on educational TV for quite some time already, and they already have a body of work that we can readily deploy subject to certain arrangements. And some of these have been submitted to the department, of course subject to discussion, and among these groups are Knowledge Channel, as well as even GMA Television. And why it is important to entertain complementary content, or even if there are products that can already be mapped, then that will lighten the load of DepEd also to the gaps that are not yet met in terms of the MELCs. And this necessity, I think, to take into consideration such outside content for those that are engaged with broadcasting for the long time is that broadcasting as a means of teaching is not just recording how the teacher used to teach it in class. I think the production values are also necessary. For example, in front of me is a proposal by GMA7 on on a show called Imagine That, a 30-minute educational children's program designed to educate, but also in an entertaining manner, Filipino children from preschool up to grade 4, to be aired from Monday to Friday. Each episode can focus on a specific subject per day. In essence, let's say Monday Math, Tuesday Filipino, with a recap reviewer by the end of the week. But their content would include to be able to deliver it in an entertaining manner, including songs, stories, puppet segments, animation, dances, role-playing, live action features, drawing segments, do-it-yourself craft projects, games, quizzes, etc. Of course, that is something that can be, something that our field units can probably try to do. But there is also a skill and a profession associated with it. So we can't imagine that we will not complement our televised lectures in effect by our teachers from 8 to 6. So I think that's my only comment with respect to having to consider content. Some of these are already existing and they can be arranged through probably even a very cheap way or even on donation basis, can be through royalty or something like that, or a small right to air. So that's my only comment, because what was presented is a fully internally produced lectures. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusek Nepo. Ma'am?
Yes, I also have received communication, halimbawa from Radio Mindanao Network, which is largely Visayas and Mindanao, and they're also offering to share their experiences. Also, Far East Broadcasting Corporation, they already have teaching programs regularly. Goes back, as I said, to when I was a child in Silliman University. They have schools of the air, and these groups can be tapped in terms of experience. And hindi siguro, not so much content kasi sa atin ang content, but it's the technique, the strategy, the style. Oo. Kasi otherwise, teachers will have to go back to journalism school. So, maganda yung experience nila.
Sige.
Kasi matagal na sila dyan. Okay.
Yes.
Sige na, Jess.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, quick response lang from Yusek Alain or Yusek Dads. So, Yusek Alain, you're raising your hand before we move on to ma'am.
Yung proposal ni Yusek Nepo is doable actually. But that would depend on how the curriculum and instruction will be doing the scheduling of all subject matters and episodes. It's very limited. We only have 8 a.m. until 6